Welcome to Uncle Bob's Magic Cabinet, a mother-daughter podcast on all things magic and pop culture.
Three, two, one, and we are on.
Oh my god.
We flipped the switch.
Script flip. Ooh, ooh.
Script flip. I took charge.
Wow, did you like that?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Hey everyone, I'm Leigh, I'm the daughter.
I'm Lori, I'm the mom.
What is up?
Girl, you sound exasperated already. We haven't even started.
Yeah. First of all, it's like 1 a.m.
It is 1 a.m. Yes. And we are,
How you feeling?
I'm drunk.
Oh.
Girl, and
Okay.
I'm going to keep drinking.
Let me lay this out for you guys.
Lay it down. Lay it down.
Yes, it's currently 12:49 a.m.
in Washington.
In Seattle,
Yeah.
Washington. So here's the thing, guys. If I know we have a lot of listeners that are not in the United States. So
Right.
there is an election going on
Yes.
in the United States.
For the presidency of the United States.
And it is quite frankly a dumpster fire.
It's a god cluster.
And we're all a little anxious here. The
Anxious?
whole world is a little anxious and unsettled and
Yes.
sad and scared. So have I been drinking a little bit all day long? I have.
That is a lie. You've been drinking a lot all day.
Hey, excuse me.
Yeah.
If now is not the time to do that, I don't
There's
know.
never a time.
There's never a time.
I need a god intravenous drip over here.
You do.
I do.
You're like, you know what? Just hook it up and I'm just going to...
Let it flow. Let it flow.
So we are calling this the Hot Mess Express episode. We're drunk.
We're drunk and
I
we're not
don't-
even trying to hide it.
I don't care.
And typically we have a few beverages and we,
Yeah. Typically,
Yeah.
I'm a little embarrassed when I'm like, oh my God, I was tipsy in that episode. This time, I'm like, I don't give a The world is like catching on fire, at least in my mind. So
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? This is, I will gladly entertain and bring you guys a little joy and teach you about the magical world of pop culture. But I'm going to need to be drunk to do it today.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Oh,
my
yeah,
mind is elsewhere. So
Oh, yes.
that's where we are, guys.
Girl, I am right there with you.
I'm sure you're with. I know a lot of you. I talk to a lot of our listeners through DMs on social media. So if you want to chat, and you guys are right there with us. So I know you're not judging us.
That's right. We're all in the same boat.
But what did we? So it's almost 1 a.m. And so for what we've been sitting here since like 9, just chatting, shooting the
and trying to get into the zone. Jake's been playing all of our favorite good tunes.
He's really been trying to lighten the mood.
He's been trying to lighten the mood, and we just keep drinking. And
Did we take a couple shots of gin?
yes, we did.
It's possible.
It was herbal gin, and it was lavender infused. So,
It was herbal gin.
I feel like it was supposed to bring some calm to me, but
I think it kind of worked. I'm
Did it?
feeling good.
I feel good.
It's
good. I don't feel good, but I feel good.
Yeah, I know. I'm right there with you.
know what I'm
That is the slogan of today.
I feel like I'm ready to burn the down. Hello, Nanook.
God,
What?
that is some ASMR. Okay, so that's where we are.
Yeah.
We're gonna be really blunt. This is
Yeah.
gonna be a little bit. What'd you
This
say?
is no holds bar.
You said strap in. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Strap yourselves in, kids. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
This is Uncle Bob's Unfiltered. If we could get any more unfiltered.
This is going to be an Oscar-worthy performance because,
Because we feel like our world is crumbling, but we're like,
I feel like I want to curl up in a ball and just, be in the fetal position. But
yes,
we're gonna plug on through and we're gonna go.
up top.
All right, girl.
Love
let's
that
do it.
attitude. All right.
We're gonna bring some joy.
So when I knew that I had to pick a topic for election week.
Yeah.
Like I knew, I was like, all right, bitch, you're going to be like out of it. So
Yeah.
like, what do you want to do? I had to pick something that would bring me a lot of joy.
Yes.
So.
And I know what you're doing.
You do.
Yes.
Because I can't stop talking about it because it's my favorite thing ever.
It is. It is your favorite thing ever. I mean, I can remember you watching this movie from the time that you were the tiniest of tots.
The tiniest of tots.
The tiniest of tots.
Yeah, I'm doing Little Shop of Horrors. Mm-hmm. And it's like, this is so close to my heart. It really is. And I've been picking a lot of those lately because, of course, I got to get those out of the way.
Absolutely.
It's just so special.
And it's not the Jack Nicholson.
Ew, no.
Little Shop.
That
Little
sounded
Shop. Little Shop of Horrors.
I didn't mean that to sound as rude as it came out. I'm doing the 1986 musical.
Yes.
Okay, so it is a horror/comedy/musical. And I think this is the first time I'm saying this on the podcast. I love musicals. Like,
you do.
I'm kind of a musical nerd.
Yes, you are.
I didn't have enough, I can't sing. Jake says I can sing, but I don't believe him. I was never in musicals.
Right.
But I always, really appreciated them, and I loved to go and see them. And so I'm a big musical nerd. Yeah. Okay. They were always trying to get me to do the set because I was, because I can paint and stuff.
Artiste.
I'm an artiste, so to speak. But I just never had the time because I worked at Five Guys Burgers and Fries. Okay. No one needed to know that, but there you go.
There you go.
Okay, so 1986. Get there.
I'm in.
How was your hair? What were you doing? What were you wearing?
Oh, I'm there, girl. I'm there.
Denim. A lot of denim?
Denim,
a lot of fluffy hair. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, the hair.
The hair. It was directed by Frank Oz, which I feel like, has he done something else again? I call this my gin brain.
Okay. Sure.
And I'm activating it.
All right, do it.
Jake says I'm
Frank
the smartest
Oz. That sounds... What else has he done?
Oh, okay. The Blues Brothers. Okay. A lot of Muppet stuff.
Wow,
okay.
that makes sense.
Empire Strikes Back. He's been around the block.
He's been around.
I knew I had heard that name before. Hence, the gin brain has been activated.
Yeah.
Okay. You're welcome. So this is a film adaptation of the 1982 off-Broadway musical, which was based on the 1960 film, which starred Jack Nicholson. So follow that train.
I gotcha. I'm following it. Not really, but...
Spoiler alert, I've never seen that one. I've never seen the 1960 film because I love this one so much that I'm like, I don't need to. I don't need to see that.
So freaking good. I mean, on so many levels.
It really is. So I'm about to lay the cast down for you.
Yeah,
it's not going to be pretty.
We had to listen to some of the tunes before we even started.
This, if you love musicals and you haven't seen this, just don't speak to me ever again. Just kidding. Okay, here's the cast. It's going to be bad. Rick Moranis as Seymour Krelborn. Ellen Green as Audrey. Mm-hmm. Steve Martin as Orrin Scrivello. Which, do you know how many times I've seen this movie and I didn't know he had a name? I thought he was just the dentist.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, he had a name.
No, I knew that.
Okay. Levi Stubbs is the voice of Audrey 2, the plant.
Levi Stubbs. And we all know who he sang with, right?
The Four Tops.
The Four Tops.
Yeah. And if you also didn't know, I don't know if I've said this, I'm a huge Motown fan.
Yes.
So I think that it's interesting that I was drawn to this movie so early on because the plant sings. We'll get to that. But he was he had that Motown sound.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Instantly drawn.
Levi Stubbs has such an iconic voice.
He does.
It was so appropriate that he played this character.
He killed it.
Oh, so good.
You've got Vincent Gardenia as Mr. Mushnick. Tisha Campbell as Chiffon. Here's where I'm going to butcher it. Tashina Arnold as Crystal. That's probably not right. Michelle Weeks as Ronette.
Oh, and you love those gals.
I wanted to be one of the narrators so bad.
Yep.
When I was little, everyone around me wanted to be, I don't know, in Clueless or,
Right.
And I'm like, I want to be a narrator in Little Shop of Horrors. Okay. So here is the rundown.
I'm ready.
Jake tried to tell me that this movie did not, fall under the magic umbrella, but I am going to prove him wrong.
Are you stretching the boundaries?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna prove him wrong.
Let's see it.
Watch me work. All right, so the film is narrated in song, of course, because remember that this is a musical. It is narrated by Chiffon, Crystal, and Ronette, and they just have the prettiest dresses. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, so the movie opens with them narrating, warning that what the viewer is about to see, they should, take this as a warning because this could happen to them. Okay.
Right.
So, little nerdy dude named Seymour. I love him.
Seymour
played
Krelborn.
by Rick Moranis. Works at Mr. Mushnick's flower shop in the Skid Row neighborhood of New York City.
Yes.
Okay, so the shop's not doing well. The neighborhood, it's not a great neighborhood.
Yeah. Nobody wants to go there.
Nobody wants to go there to buy their dinky flowers. Okay, You get what I'm saying? Audrey works there with him, and Seymour has a crush on her.
Yeah.
But she has a boyfriend. But we'll get to that.
Right.
Okay, they are both poor and long to get out of Skid Row, which here enters my favorite song called Skid Row.
Skid Row.
And it's just the best.
Yeah.
It's a great opening sequence explaining, they really want to get out of their situation. They're poor, they're sad, they need out. All right. Again, the flower shop is not doing well, and Mr. Mushnick decides he wants to close the shop.
Yes.
But Seymour says that he just stumbled upon an unusual plant from the local plant stand that could maybe draw up some business.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
He got it at the market.
he got it at the market. Okay, so he found this plant at the market.
At the market?
During a solar eclipse. And it's yeah. Again, it's narrated by song, so you have to see it. And it seemed to appear out of literally nowhere.
Right.
Like he was looking at the table, it wasn't there, and then the solar eclipse happened, and then there it was.
It was there.
Okay, hint, hint. He decided to name the plant Audrey too because he has such a crush on Audrey. Ouch.
Oh.
There goes my heart. Okay. So they put this plant, so it's weird looking. Okay, he has it in a little coffee can, and it looks like it has a
coffee can.
I know. And it looks like it has a little mouth.
Yeah.
And it just, it doesn't look like, the ivy plant I have hanging in my window.
Exactly.
It looks odd.
Right.
So they put it in the window and it works. It starts drawing customers to Mr. Mushnick's flower shop.
What is that strange and unusual plant?
Tell me about it. Okay. So after a bit, Audrey too seems to not be doing well.
Yeah.
Okay, she's slumped over.
Yeah.
It looks like all of my house plants because while Laura is great with plants, I'm really trying here. But now since we moved to Seattle and there's no sun, I can't keep my plants alive.
Oh.
So it starts looking a little sad. Now enter the song called Grow For Me. He's trying to get the Audrey to perk up a little bit, and nothing is working. Water, plant food, nothing that works with the usual plants.
Right.
And then he accidentally cuts himself and starts bleeding, and the plant is like, ooh.
Ooh, yummy.
You want to do that sound one more time? Thank you for that. Yeah, the plant seems intrigued by the blood.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, okay. So he starts feeding Audrey to his blood, and it starts growing, and it grows like
exponentially.
Massive. Yes, massive.
Right.
So it's taking over the entire shop at this point. Okay. And of course it's drawing in business because it's literally like huge.
Right.
So there comes a point when the plant is like, your little, table scraps from your finger aren't going to cut it.
Nibbles. Nope.
Nope. I'm going to need an entire human being.
Yes.
So it starts talking to Seymour. It can talk. It can sing.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And here's
Great
where
song.
I tell you that this is magical because in what
He's like,
other
this
world...
isn't magical.
Yeah, magic doesn't exist in this movie. It's a talking plant. What are you talking about? So he says basically like, I'm going to need a whole meal. Okay.
Yes.
So enter Audrey's boyfriend.
Yes.
Okay.
Warren Scrivelli.
Yes. Played by what's his name?
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Thank you. He is a dentist.
He is a dentist.
And he is a douchebag. He gets off on causing things pain. That is his thing. So that's why
he's a dentist.
That's why he's a dentist, because he likes to cause things pain. And he is
Mama. Jake pulled up the picture.
And he is very mean to Audrey.
Yes, he is.
He is abusive towards Audrey. And of course, like I said, Seymour likes Audrey. So when Audrey too needs a little snack, the plant convinces him, we'll take him out because he's a dickbag.
Because he's mean.
Right.
Right.
So long story short, I'm not going to explain the whole thing, but the dentist ends up getting fed to the plant.
Yeah. And let's not, forget to mention that Mr. Bill Murray makes an appearance.
Mr. Bill Murray. Mr. Bill Murray. There goes that gin. She's creeping in. Bill Murray makes an appearance. The results are in. Like Maury Povich. Oh my God.
Determined that was a lie.
Get it together. Oh my God. Anyway, fucking Bill Murray is in this movie. And he's funny.
He's hilarious.
And that's all I have to say about that. Okay. The dentist douchebag boyfriend gets fed to the plant.
Yes.
Is that the end? No, of course not. He wants more people. Mr. Mushnick. Oh.
Poor Mr. Mushnick.
Poor Mr. Mushnick catches on to what's going on.
Yeah.
And he realizes that Seymour may have killed the dentist to feed to the plant. And he's like, what the f***? And Seymour's like, well.
Bye-bye, Mr. Mushnick.
It's your time to go. And Mr. Mushnick gets fed to the plant.
Oh, sad.
Okay. So now the plant got a little taste for blood.
Yeah.
He's grown huge.
He's huge.
And he wants more. Okay.
That is correct.
He's had some snacks.
He's had a few nibbles.
He's ready for more. So he tries to hit Seymour where it hurts. And he's going to go after Audrey. So he literally, with like his little plant legs, like picks up the phone and calls Audrey and is like, come down to the flower shop. And she goes because she's not the brightest bulb,
Yeah.
And he literally like tries to eat her. Okay.
He does. Yeah.
But Seymour comes in.
He saves the day.
Long story short, he saves the day. You need to go and watch it.
There's a lot of singing.
There is a lot of singing. The best song, arguably besides Skid Row, is Mean Green Mother from Outer Space. So
the Mean Green Mother.
Audrey too explains that he is a plant from outer space. He's an alien.
Right.
Okay. So there's your magic.
Where's Fox Mulder? Where's a Fox Mulder at?
Shove it up your ass. There's your magic. Okay.
There you go.
So he is from outer space, and he basically explains that he came here from the solar eclipse. Like that is how he got to that plant stand, and he's trying to take over the world.
There you go.
With his little plant people.
Eating one person at a time.
Yeah. So again, cutting out some details, Seymour ends up killing Audrey too by electrocuting him with an exposed wire. But as we flash forward to him and Audrey, being married in their cute little house, we see a little Audrey 2 bud pop up. So
yes,
and then they
not gone.
And the outro is like, you better watch out because this plant is still here. Okay. That is Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes.
Which I'm surprised that you do not love this movie as much as me because it's about a plant.
I do love this movie. Yeah, but you are like over the top. I mean, you really just connect with this movie. You have since you were tiny.
I do. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Is it Rick Moranis? Because, I mean, he's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I do think I could sympathize with Rick Moranis' character a little bit here.
Yeah.
I like Seymour.
Yeah.
I definitely, when I was younger, felt this like need to get out of my surroundings.
Yes.
And so I love the music that surrounds that kind of idea. And I think when I was little, I was like, oh my God. Yeah. And obviously I like anything magic and aliens. And I mean, it's a killer plant.
Yeah.
That eats people.
It's awesome.
So that's kind of
It is a
my
great movie.
It is. It's fantastic. So my favorite thing is like when a high school or a small theater house.
We've seen this in the theater.
I've seen it many times.
Yeah, it's amazing how they, choose to reenact the plant because that's a hard one.
Yeah, you have to be really creative. I think so if this show is going on anywhere around me, I will go see it.
Right.
And you have to be very creative because it's like the plant in the movie was like there were puppeteers and you really have to go to town on it.
I mean, hopefully you've seen this movie. If not, go check it out and then you'll understand kind of what we're talking about, where it's like there's a lot of moving parts with this.
To this plant specifically.
Right.
So, if it's really hard for like a high school to do it because there's not that many parts.
Right.
Like there's only, I don't know, 5 characters.
Yeah.
But I feel like when they do it, oh my God, it's so good. So if this is, obviously stuff is a little weird right now with the virus, but if you ever see this being performed around you, go see it because it really does bring the best out of a theater production. But so my lesson today, which is kind of weird because I'm flipping it a little bit because I'm going to talk about plants. You want to take a little chug there?
I'm going to. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I was thirsty.
You're welcome.
I was feeling a little clamped. Okay, go.
Okay, so the lesson, what I want to talk about here is the plant that inspired Audrey 2. Mm-hmm. This is a real plant.
Yeah.
Okay. It's called the pitcher plant.
Oh, really?
Have you ever heard of this?
No, I thought it was a Venus flytrap.
No, which is what I thought. But no, this is called the pitcher plant. And it is a carnivorous plant, meaning for, let me get out my science glasses here.
Let me get out my goggles.
Meaning they get some of their nutrients from consuming animals or insects. Mm-hmm. So it's not just,
Right.
I don't even know what I was going to say there.
Okay.
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll?
Yes, thank you. Ah, yes, chlorophyll.
Oh, yes, that's scientific.
Oh my gosh. Okay. The largest of them can be found in the rainforests of Southeast Asia. Okay, it's a creepy plant.
Really?
Yes. They have what is known as pitfall traps, which is a deep cavity filled with a digestive liquid that is used to trap their prey. So they it has this acidic liquid in their little
like your stomach acid.
Yeah. Where they will, lure,
digest you.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so they lure their prey in. And they kind of digest you, but they don't have any way to poop you out. So if you were to look inside a pitcher plant, it literally looks like a graveyard because there's no way to get rid of what they take in.
Ew.
Right. So this is why it's known as the creepiest plant, because if you look in there, you're going to see a bunch of bones and...
Are they big enough to digest humans?
So they can digest a rat. Ooh. They can digest as big as a rat.
Okay. All right. We're safe, guys. We're safe.
Well, yeah, obviously there's not a plant out there that is going to digest a human like Audrey 2, literally eats your entire...
Yeah.
But they say that if you were to cut a human up, say a finger. Okay, it could, in theory, digest the finger.
Oh no. So if you want to get rid of someone and not get caught
by little tiny bits, you would and feed it to the pitcher plant.
Well, that is kind of how he fed the dentist to
chops them up into little pieces.
Audrey.
Which this is the plant from my research. I mean, this is what I have found that inspired the Audrey 2 and Little Shop of Horrors. And Google pictures of them. They're fascinating.
Really?
It has this really big, it looks like a pitcher, like a drink pitcher where it droops down.
Yeah, because it's filled with
filled with gross liquid and bones and gross. So I thought that was interesting. There's another. I'm going to mention other killer, quote unquote, killer plants. I didn't go into as much detail with these, but I thought they were interesting and needed a mention.
All right.
There's something called the corpse flower. You've heard of that?
Yeah, I have. Yep.
Okay, I have not. So I thought that this was interesting.
Yeah. They smell really bad.
Yes. So it is considered to be the most lethal plant in the natural world. They grow up to 9 feet tall, and it gives off this really bad odor. But the bugs and stuff are attracted to this odor, driving them in, and they get trapped inside this flower.
Right.
So, ooh, yikes.
Yeah. Ew.
Also very interesting looking if you are looking for a cool Google.
Yeah.
This one I liked. It's called the vampire vine.
Ooh.
It is found in the swamps of Nicaragua, and it is referred to as the Devil Snare. Okay. The roots are covered in a weird sticky like gum.
Okay.
Like a sticky substance. Yes. A resin.
Yeah.
And apparently they use this gum to attract like bugs and stuff, but apparently their roots actively move.
Okay.
So there is this story that a dog got caught in its vines and it like actively like catches you in its vines, and it caught the dog. And it had to be like literally ripped off the dog. Like it had arms and was grabbing the dog. So the locals leave this plant alone. They are like very fearful of this plant because it like actively moves.
Yeah.
It doesn't just have like a liquid or no, it like it's coming at you.
Oh, that's scary.
Right. Woo. So there's my killer plants.
I like it.
I think that it's a really fun story.
Yeah.
It's got great music.
It does. It is really a good musical for sure.
Yeah. When I needed an uplift this week, I was like, oh, I'm going at Little Shop.
Yeah.
So that is my spiel on Little Shop of Horrors. I think that if you need a little uplifting, it's funny. It's not too serious. There is magic involved. Obviously, he's a killer plant from outer space. Hello. If you need a soundtrack to listen to, it's number 1 on my Spotify playlist. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's just a good watch. But I think that it's cool that it was inspired by actual plants.
Yes.
Like I think that that's really interesting.
And I like that you're the plant lady this week.
Oh my God. I know. Look at me go.
Yeah.
Look at you inspiring me.
There you go.
Talk about plants.
I love it.
So that is Little Shop of Horrors.
Wondrous.
So before we get to you,
yeah.
you know what we need to do?
What do we need to do?
We need to hear from our sponsor.
Wonderful.
This video is sponsored by the Riverdale High AV Club, a sibling-hosted comedy podcast that dives into the rich history of Archie comics. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I'm a huge nerd for the show Riverdale, so I knew we had to tell you guys about this.
Fear not, friends. You don't have to be an Archie historian or a Riverdale superfan to enjoy this hilarious show. This dynamic duo even has a side series called RHS Public Access. Covers all kinds of Archie titles in popular media. How fun is that?
That's right. They, of course, talk all things Riverdale, but this year they are even taking a deep dive into the chilling adventures of Sabrina, which we know all of you witches out there will just love.
So, if you are looking for another awesome podcast, you can find the Riverdale High AV Club on all major podcasting platforms, such as Spotify, Apple, and Stitcher. Make sure to check out the links in our show notes to visit their official website and follow them on social media. Thanks, Riverdale High AV Club. All right, so guess what I'm talking about today?
Oh my God, I don't know.
I don't know? You don't know? Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Who the hell knows?
No one knows.
No one
Where am
knows.
I? What is today? No.
Where am I? So I decided, I had decided a couple months ago that this is a topic that I wanted to cover, and it just so happened that it landed this week, and it's weird when things work out appropriately. You know what I mean? I love when that happens. But it couldn't be more appropriate that I just needed a little feminine, I need, oomph. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. So I decided that I wanted to talk a little bit about the witches of Harry Potter.
Oh, Hey, we got torn to shreds the last time we did Harry Potter.
Why? Because I'm not like,
Well, because we didn't read the books.
Right. Well,
Except, you know what? Hey,
Yeah.
when we drove across the United States, me and Jake listened to, what did we get to? The first 3?
To be fair, I have read every book.
Okay, you don't
Jake
count.
has read every
Get
book.
out of here. No.
Yes.
Shut up.
There you go.
Okay, I haven't read the books, and
Right.
neither has Lore.
I've not.
But I did listen to the audiobooks, some of them. So I'm getting there.
So you're getting there. You're working your way through.
Yeah, we got a little, we got torn a new asshole because we didn't know the details of the Harry Potter books.
The Harry Potter fandom. Yeah.
Cool your jets.
We're like amateurs here. I got to tell you. Yeah.
We weren't claiming to be pros.
No. I said quite clearly that, I am not a pro. But I do love these stories, and I've watched all the movies, and I just find the characters in them fascinating. So
Agreed.
When the Harry Potter universe talks about wizards and witches, the names that usually come to the top of the list there are usually the wizards. And so I thought today that I would talk a little bit about a few of my favorite witches in Harry Potter.
Okay.
So this is probably going to be a 2-parter because obviously I can't talk about everybody, but I'm going to talk about my favorites.
Love it.
Okay.
Give it to me.
All right. So first, I have to talk about Sybil Trelawny.
Oh, you're going with her first. She's my favorite.
I freaking love her.
See, I'm surprised you went with her first.
I just love her. So she's played by Emma Thompson, who is a fabulous actress. And there's so many movies, and we don't even have the time to just talk about all the wonderful roles that she has played throughout her career. But I love her portrayal of Sybil Trelawny. So Sybil Trelawny was born on March 9th. So that makes her a Pisces.
Makes complete sense.
Yes, and she's a half-blood.
Okay.
And her wand of choice is made from the hazel tree. So it's the hazel wand.
Okay.
So she is the great-great-granddaughter of Cassandra, who is a very gifted and famous seer.
Okay.
So she herself is not seen as particularly powerful and is described as somewhat of a hot mess with a alcohol dependency problem.
Oh, no.
Hey, that's Lore today.
Oh,
That's why I picked her first.
that's us here at Uncle Bob's today. Ouch.
So obviously I'm going to pick the witches that I definitely relate to. And so most of her predictions are wrong. And despite being the divination teacher at Hogwarts, it's actually stated that Dumbledore only hired her so he could keep an eye on her.
Oh, no.
So I know. So basically, she came from a very famous gifted family, but she herself does not hold up to the family line.
Okay.
So she's kind of like skating on her ancestral heritage. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. But it wasn't like that in the book.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was. I was going to say, yeah.
Take that out.
So
I thought she got some stuff right in the book.
So
I
I'm
think
getting there.
predictions.
I'm getting there.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. So actually, she is a very amazing seer, and that when she did make a prophecy, not only was she spot on, but it literally changed. It was powerful enough to change the world.
Okay.
So she goes into kind of a trance and is completely unaware that she's making these predictions. Hermione has considered her a fraud. She doesn't like taking her class. And according to Dumbledore, she has only made 2 accurate predictions since coming to Hogwarts.
Since coming to Hogwarts. The lesser known school of magic, Hogwarts.
Hogwarts.
TM.
Hogwarts in 1979.
Okay.
So her first prediction is that Harry is to defeat Voldemort, and Snape overhears, and he goes and tells Voldemort, and so that is
Shh.
what?
The name that shouldn't be named. What's it called?
He who shan't be named. V.
Yeah.
V. Voldemort. You dirty. Okay, so the prediction that she makes is that Harry is going to defeat he who shan't be named.
Okay.
But Snape overhears her prediction and he goes and tells he who shan't be named. And then he actually goes after Lily Potter. So he knows that it's Harry.
Okay.
Okay, so she actually starts the whole thing.
Way to go. No, I'm just kidding.
Way to go, Trelawney. And then the second prediction is the return of he who shan't be named, and Peter Pettigrew, who comes out of, being a rat.
Okay.
So she has no idea that when she goes into these trances that she makes these.
She's dropping some nuggets of gold.
Exactly.
Okay.
She's dropping some major nuggets because she actually believes her power is in, reading tea leaves and tarot cards and crystal ball readings. So,
Okay.
but that's where she's pretty much an epic failure, but that's what she teaches at Hogwarts.
Right.
And I love her classroom. It's so cute. I'm like,
yeah, there have been like questions before that we've gotten, like if you had to teach a class at Hogwarts, what? And I think that would be what I would teach.
Yes.
Is the divination. I always loved her.
Oh my gosh. I know. I love, she is not, portrayed heavily in the movies, but but her parts are like so great.
Yeah.
So when Dolores Umbridge comes in, and she fires her, and that is like absolutely so sad, right? Because not only does she fire her, but to make an example and scare the rest of the school, she literally expels her. Kicks her out of Hogwarts, and she has nowhere to go because this has been her home,
right?
And it is such a sad scene
in the movie
to see her like, where am I going to go? But that's because literally she, was not very skilled at her craft of teaching.
Oh, ouch.
But so Sybil, it's interesting because
who the is Sybil?
Well, that's her name, Sybil Trelawny. Get it together, Leanne.
Her name was just Trelawney. You know what?
Trelawney.
Here we are. Okay, go ahead.
So in Greek, Sybil means the prophetess who speaks without actually being asked. So she prophesizes without being asked for the prophecy.
Okay.
And her surname is indicative of her reliance on her ancestry. So basically, she has, she's skating on the skirt tails of her famous great-great-grandmother.
This is depressing me. Okay.
What?
I don't know. I feel sad for her.
It is kind of sad, but, we know that Dumbledore takes her back in. And, she goes on to live at Hogwarts. So that is Trelawney, and I absolutely adore her.
She's spunky.
She is spunky. Moving on. Who do you think is next on my list?
Sprouts.
Absolutely. Professor Pomona Sprout, head of the Hufflepuffs.
All right. Hey, I'm a Hufflepuff.
Are you a Hufflepuff?
I am.
Nice.
Is that bad?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool.
So she is a half-blood or possibly a full-blood. It's not quite known.
Okay.
She was born May 15th, which makes her a Taurus, which does make her an earth sign. So that's very appropriate.
Love that.
Tauruses are earth signs.
Way to go.
She's described as a squat little witch with flyaway gray hair. Again, here I am.
Yeah, I thought you were going to do her first.
Right. She is the teacher of herbology at Hogwarts.
Fun.
And you will find her in the greenhouses and the gardens. The funny thing is when I was trying to do research, you don't see a lot on her. But I had to dig pretty deep to find out she is considered a witch.
Okay.
Right? But she's not one of the more prominent characters.
Okay.
Which is interesting because she did lend a lot to many different things that were going on at Hogwarts. She is actually the mentor to Neville Longbottom, who shows
Longbottom.
much promise in his herbology skills. She contributed a Devil Snare to guard the Philosopher's Stone, cultivated mandrakes to cure petrified basilisk victims, and tended to injured Whomping Willows, after Ron and Harry
get knocked the out. Yeah.
During the Battle of Hogwarts, she led Neville and the others to attack the Death Eaters with the most vicious and dangerous plants in the greenhouse.
Hey, we both talked about dangerous plants.
Right.
Fun. Okay.
And her preferred fertilizer is dragon's dung. I just had to add that in there because I just thought that was like, well, that's kind of funny. Yeah.
When you said fertilizer, I was like,
fertilizer?
Where?
What are you talking about? Dragon's dung.
Okay.
Dragon's doo-doo.
How many ways can you say dung?
Dung. Poo-poo.
Shite.
Shoit. All right.
Okay.
All right. So moving on.
Okay.
Then next for me is Molly Weasley.
Aww.
I love her.
Jake loves Molly Weasley.
I love
Mama Bear.
Mama Bear. That is correct. I actually have that written down. So she was born October 30th. We'll make sure.
She's a Scorpio.
She's a Scorpio. She is a pureblood and wife and mother of 7.
7. Woo.
Woo! She's a Gryffindor.
Ouch.
Dorf.
Okay.
Dorf. Gryffindor.
Gryffindor.
Dorf. Oh my gosh. All right. So Molly and Sirius Black are cousins through marriage, and then they became associated with the Order of the Phoenix, which is where she met her husband.
You're really testing my knowledge here. Okay. I'm following
Okay,
you.
you got me?
Yeah.
All right. So she kind of became she's such a mama bear that when she learned of Harry's plight and his family, and what happened to his parents, she kind of became an adopted mom or a mother figure. So she is considered the true matriarch of the series of books.
Oh, ow.
Molly Weasley, yes. So she's short-tempered and a little ornery, and she kind of adds to the comic relief through the books.
Definitely.
Yeah. But her magic is kind of kept close to the cuff. She just only kind of does her magic around the home to help her clean and cook and, keep the house. So you're not seeing great grandeur, magical things coming from her. It's always her family first in all she does. She's very overprotective, especially of Ginny, because she always wanted a girl, and that was her girl. She lost both of her brothers to the Death Eaters, and so her biggest fear is losing one of her children to the cause, to Voldemort and his, Death Eaters.
Oh, what the That's sad.
It is, right? And then, of course, we know that she loses Fred in the Battle of Hogwarts.
Stop it. Hey, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Sorry. So, several feminist scholars consider Molly the representation of a traditional housewife. And she has displayed her powers. Let me turn my page. At home. I know. You're like, on the computer, and here I am with my pen and pad. So she's considered an example of how traditional feminist skills are discounted as weak and pointless.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when this mama bear is threatened, we see how powerful. Oh my God. Give me another drink. Jesus Christ. GM. All right. So we see how powerful her magic really is, because she ends up taking out Bellatrix Lestrange.
She does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
she's a badass, man.
She is a freaking badass. So she doesn't have to prove anything to anybody, but when she is pushed, when she is challenged, she's going to protect her family like the mama bear that she is, and she ends up taking out Bellatrix, which has taken out
it's a big deal.
Sirius Black, right? She's taken out a lot of...
Go suck a fart. She's a badass.
Molly Weasley is a badass.
Yes.
I love her.
Put it on a t-shirt.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. So one of the things that I found very interesting, that Molly comes from the word mollycoddle, which means overprotective.
Really?
And Weasley is, what's the word I'm looking for? Is like weasel. It is.
Okay.
So Weasley is like weasel, according to, who the wrote these books?
She's kind of an ass anyway, so.
I know.
Miss J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, her. So Weasley coincides with weasel, which in England/Ireland is considered a bad reputation and an unfortunate animal, which I think is interesting because throughout the series, people look down on the Weasley family
They do.
as like poor degenerates, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that was very interesting, that play.
Intentional.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
But I love Molly Weasley. I
She's
think
one of
she
my
is
favorite
awesome.
characters.
Is she?
Yeah.
So I know. Some of these women are just so freaking cool.
They really are.
All right. So the next one that I have to pick for myself, my personal fave, is Luna Lovegood.
Oh, I love Luna.
So she's a Ravenclaw, a pureblood, born on February 13th, which makes her an Aquarius.
like me.
Yes. And she is referred to as Loony Lovegood. She's bullied and teased.
Ow. Okay.
Yep. And she's considered eccentric, but she's very patient and accepting through all of it.
Quintessential Aquarius.
Like she kind of just lets it roll off of
Yeah.
her. And she's a very faithful friend. And her magic, she's very powerful if you pay attention to her. She kind of lets on like she doesn't know what's happening, but she knows a lot more than what she reveals.
Right.
But her true power is knowing that being yourself is your true magic, despite when anyone thinks. Yeah.
Oh, I
And
love
so-
her.
Right? So Luna, which of course means moon,
Yes.
signifies that sanity is affected by the phases of the moon.
Okay.
So, of course, she's considered a little crazy,
Right.
by her peers. All right, so I absolutely loved this. Her last name, Lovegood, refers to the fact that she has the rather peculiar but admirable quality of loving those who do not show her the same affection.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Okay.
So when Harry, Ron, and Hermione go to her house in the Deathly Hallows, she has this mural painted of them that says friends underneath. And it shows that she cares way more for them because they are not even cognizant of the fact that, that they're friends.
Okay. I'm
So-
feeling personally attacked. Ow. Okay.
Or you're like, I feel her.
Ouch. Yeah.
But so those were some of my favorites, and I just had to tap on those first. And of course, obviously, in the next segment, I can do Lily and Ginny and Hermione and McGonagall. I wanted to save them. There's so much more information. But these were my personal favorites because I definitely connect with each one of these characters. And I feel like, again, I said earlier, like it's interesting that I chose to do this on this particular day because obviously, there's a lot going on in the world. Obviously, we're all feeling separate and together the weight of what's happening in this world. And I feel like each of these characters, as individuals seem like there's not much to them, right?
Right.
They're just kind of insignificant. But together, because when they all come together for the Battle of Hogwarts, great things happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so when you're challenged or when you're feeling like you don't really matter, the little things that you do, add up to great things. Like even though Trelawney only did like two,
Readings
that were precise, they changed the course of the world. So even though you might seem like you might be small or insignificant, or what you're doing, like if you're working at home or taking care of a family, or you're considered crazy, or, even though you might not mean a lot to a lot of people, your contributions to this world are so important. And then when we all come together, we can change the world. And I think that's really what we're all hoping for right now. Like, that's really the important thing right now, is like we're all feeling so low or scared, or there's just so many feelings going on. And, but if we all come together.
You're going to make me cry. That's beautiful.
No, there's a little light that can shine through this world.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Give me another drink. F*** it.
Oh. I think that's beautiful, Mom.
Oh.
Way to go.
Oh, jeez.
I think that is beautiful to share with the world.
Okay.
Way to go.
All right. Oh, crap. So I thought this,
I think people are really going to like that you did that. And I'm excited for round 2 and diving into all of those characters. I think that's really cool. We need some more badass, like, females.
Yeah.
I love that.
Exactly. Girl power.
Up top.
Woo! Right on.
All right. After that emotional roller coaster, you know what time it is.
What time is it?
It's time for Killer Quotes of the Week.
Killer quotes.
Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na.
All right. We picked 2 this week that were relevant to what is going on today.
All right.
Okay?
Awesome.
So mine is, from now on, we won't just face our fears. We'll seek them out and cut out their hearts one by one. There is only one thing on this earth more powerful than evil, and that's us.
Oh.
That is from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And that was sent in by Lex Thompson.
I love it.
Thank you, Lex. All right.
All right. And mine is, do not pity the dead, Harry. Pity the living. And above all, those who live without love. Zaratak. Thank you so much for sending that in.
Yes. So,
I love it.
If you want to be next week's Killer Quote of the Week, follow us on Instagram at Uncle Bob's Magic Cabinet, and we will tell you what to do.
Yes.
All right, guys. We struggled.
We struggled, but we did it.
We made it.
Oscar worthy.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was fantastic. You couldn't even tell we had gin. I'm just kidding.
Maybe you could.
You totally could. Who the f*** am I kidding? All right. Well, when this is going to be released, we don't know what the f*** is going to be, announced. And so just hold each other tight and love one another and be kind to one another.
Yes.
And know that we love you.
Yes.
And we will talk to you next week to bring you another good chuckle. Maybe drunk. I don't know.
Maybe.
Who knows? Maybe that's just the permanent state.
Perpetual.
Me from now on. Drunk.
All right, guys. TTFN.
All right. Cut, print, check the gate. Moving on.